He married my sister, now we're living together. Roommates-in-law.
Roommates-in-law, Tom.
Hello, Timothy Smith.
How are things in sunny Los Angeles?
It's good. It's finally sunny here. We had a little June gloom, they call it. Apparently, LA's just kind of bad in May and June. And I was loving it. Everyone was complaining about it being 65 and overcast, and that is where I thrive.
Wait, what's the beef?
Everyone's like, oh, it's like gloomy. Like, you can't go to the beach. I'm like, guess what? You can, friend.
You can absolutely go to the beach. It's just you're gonna hate it every moment of it.
Well, it's like you can't. Yeah, you're going to the beach fully clothed.
Sure. It reminds me that we're not even roommates.
Oh no, we're not even at the beach. We're not even good friends.
We hate the beach. We've never.
Oh no, shit. We're not even. God, we keep doing this. We're not brothers-in-law. We're not even good friends.
Jesus Christ! I feel like you're like trying to like. It's like a psyop, and you're just
subtly
trying to put it into my
you.
brain.
I'm like, and we're not even good friends.
We hate each other viscerally. What would I say? No, we're not. We're not even roommates.
We're not even roommates, dude. Or brothers-in-law, but we are
enemies for life.
Enemies, sworn enemies. We're gonna end in a duel at some point.
What kind of duel would you go for? Like actual duel, 10 paces?
No.
Like an old musket?
That's not fun.
Wait, it's a musket?
No, not a musket. It's
what are they called?
Revolver.
An old revolver. Yeah.
6-shooter.
You wouldn't go 6-shooter?
I just don't think I would go gun because then it's just like done.
So you want to do like on a horse with a sword?
I think I'd do like swords. Yeah.
Swords?
Plus,
swords would hurt so much more.
Well, yeah, but we'd both be so bad at it.
And really out of shape. Those things are like 30 pounds.
I know. Yeah.
You'd see it coming from a mile away. Like, all right, stand still, Tom. I'm about to swing really hard at your fat ass.
And then I'm like, all right, well, let me time because I got to get this thing up to block it.
Like, hold on, let me
put the shield down right away because I can't lift both with each hand.
I mean, come on. We would gas out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then we could just continue being friends.
And then we're like, yeah, I guess guns is pretty final. I would like to see who's got a quicker draw, though.
Yeah, I think it'd be me.
Nah, it'd probably be me.
Nah, Twitch. I got good Twitch reflexes.
Twitch reflexes?
Twitch muscles? What do they call it?
I believe I only heard about
Twitch factor.
Are you talking about like fast Twitch muscles?
Fast Twitch.
Well, I've only heard of those in a kind of I don't know if it's a derogatory sense, but like not a great.
What? I've always
did you ever hear that like that's like something people say about like why black athletes are a lot faster.
Oh, well, yeah.
Or like
I mean,
jump
I guess...
hard, like yeah, they got those fast twitch muscles, and you're like, well, what are those? And they're like calf muscles, and you're like, but I have those too, and they're like, yeah, but theirs are like faster.
I've only heard that like used like that still gets used in like scouting reports for like wide receivers. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they say like Twitch factor.
Twitch factor.
It's like how quick you get off the line of scrimmage.
Just a good first step.
Good
They're
first
explosive.
Step. It's the same
Tom.
thing. It's the same.
Really
thing.
explosive guy. Yeah, I guess that's a better way to say it. I don't know. It's always that's the only way I heard those muscles being referred to, and I was like, that feels.
Huh, I had no idea.
Well, come on down south, Tom. We'll teach you a thing or two.
Learn something new. Yeah. If there's anything about the South, it can take a pretty vague term and turn it racist immediately. Boy, we got to get you a backdrop, Timmy. You look like you're in a cell.
Nah, I'm in a kitchen, Tom. Well, look, we got this big ass. We got this big ass wall, and we don't know what to put on it. It's just like a giant wall.
It is huge. Like, do you go multiple things like you had in your last apartment, where you go like 1,000 pictures?
I think multiple things are going over the couch.
So
but then
this
is
just
just such a big blank wall. I think we got to do one thing, but like kind of big.
Do like a big New Orleans art piece or something,
or like something original, like a big New York skyline.
That would be amazing if you did that. Like, get one of the ones from like IKEA, and then
no, I want to go get one of the ones from just some guy in Central Park that sells them, and they're the most.
Just generic.
Every tourist spot is one New York thing, but it's on like 4 different canvases, so you think it's interesting.
It kind of looks cool. Yeah, you should. And then everyone you invite over, you have to genuinely ask them what they think, and see who tells you the truth.
Ooh, boy, I think that's got to be 1 out of 10 people.
It might not be anyone.
Where I'm going just came in. What do you? We just got it hung up. What do you think?
Someone would have to be like, You went Skyline?
Like, it's the city you live in, idiot.
But a lot of people would be like, "Oh, that's sweet, man."
Or
That's-
like just like a
that's
picture of
good
the
look.
Rat Pack or something. And I'm like, what do you think of fucking Sinatra and Dean Martin? They're like,
Yeah.
what? Why did you do that?
You went with 3 different Goodfellas movie posters?
I'm like, no good. It's like, no, I got Scarface in the office. It's sick
I
as
did that.
hell.
I did that like in my first apartment out of college. I got like 5 movie posters and put them up. And it was
Absolutely.
like it was Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Breakfast
Classic.
Club,
Oh no, Tom.
and then Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, and one other one. Maybe The Sandlot.
So like ladies weren't really a thing in your college career.
Nah, you just kind of keep the lights off. Yeah.
Don't look around. Don't even look at my walls. The
I
next
did buy
evolution
frames
of
for all
that
those.
is our album covers. And then you do albums.
Yep.
And then the next phase of that is, I don't know, what do you have on your wall? A guitar?
I got a guitar and my favorite quote. And then this is this right here is an album
Is that a
cover.
dream board?
But it's no, this is that's just my whiteboard with my to-do list from a month ago. And then this is a fake album cover from mine and Jeff's and Greg Kennedy's hit record, The Sniffies, that we put out during the
Kind of an
during the
all-time
pandemic.
classic.
Well,
I sang that for a month straight. If I'm keeping it 1,000 with you, Tom.
It was so catchy.
Uh,
And then
I mean, it
and
was
then
funny.
I went and did. Me and Jeff were doing this podcast in Nashville, the Movie Ruiners podcast, and they brought that. I mean, that's like a 3-year deep cut, and they were like, "Here's this." I mean, it's the Beatles. It still has Ringo in the fourth corner, but it's like the Beatles album, and then but it's and I was like, well, this is actually gonna go on my wall.
I mean, shout out to those guys for getting a nice, fat, deep cut in the mix.
Oh yeah, they had that. They
They could have done
found a
anything.
couple-
They could have.
Dude, they did that. They had a custom trophy made for me saying the most consecutive days eating chili.
Huge.
And
What an honor.
and they found this was amazing. They pull out a bottle of Gatorade Tiger. Remember when Tiger had his own Gatorade?
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
They pulled that out and they handed it to me and they were like, "How about that?" And I was like, yeah, I remember this. And they were like, "Do you don't remember your tweet?" I was like, "No." In like 2010 or something, I tweeted it. It was like my only viral tweet ever. It wasn't even back then. I mean, it was probably like 100 likes, but it's semi-viral. as we call
Semi-viral,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, we've been there. And it was when Tiger came back to the Masters or something, and I was like, if he wins, Gatorade has to bring back Gatorade Tiger. And they were like, "Yeah, you were really fired up about it." I was like, "I don't remember this at all."
Wait, that was the tweet that went semi-viral?
There was something about that. Yeah, it was like, and it had a bunch of replies or something of people like tweeting at Gatorade. And I don't know what it was that stuck out to them, but
I was going to say, what a weird because that one doesn't even feel like it was a joke.
no, it was just kind of like, I mean, I wasn't even. My Twitter was so horrific back then. I was like tweeting about math class.
Sure. Well, yeah.
So
It's
it was-
heat now.
Yeah.
I don't think you've published a tweet in 18 months.
I'm good for one every like 3 or 4 months.
I go through spurts and then I just tweet nothing and then it's just garbage
I
for
had
2
to,
months and then I stop tweeting again.
I had to turn off my Twitter notifications because the only notification because I don't tweet anymore. So the
Right.
only notifications I would get are just Tim Smith has 7 new tweets and others. It was like
And I'm-
every day. I was like,
I'm sitting these
just
things and
checking
I'm
this
like,
for
I mean,
Timmy.
this is just good shit. 2 minutes later, I'm like, I gotta delete this.
That one's bad.
What am I doing? I need to find something else to do with my life. Yeah, but I like the other 2 deep cuts. They really found 2 gems, and then there is such thing as too deep of a cut, Tom.
Yeah, I could tell it kind of bummed them out that I wasn't like, holy shit, where did
Yeah,
you
because they're
find
kind of
this?
flirting with like obscurity at that point. It's like,
Yeah.
why did you?
It kind of made me be like, I gotta go back and just delete all my old
Yeah, you're
tweets.
like, kind of what else? What else is on the internet? Like,
Yeah.
what could these guys find out about me?
Because they fully believed that I was like It was like one of my life's goals to bring back Gatorade Tiger.
What on? They'll just hand like. What do you think about these, man? It's just a bunch of pictures of you at a playground when you're like 7. Like, how the fuck did you find these? Like, yeah, don't worry about that, dude.
Yeah,
We had a guy in the woods taking photos of you.
you're welcome. Thanks for doing the pod.
Anyway, let's get this pod going. We got Tom Schnee in the house.
God, Tommy
Fun
Brennan.
pod. Tommy Brennan in the
It
house.
was a very fun pod. We broke down Remember the Titans, and it was
Oh,
it was a
baby.
good time.
I mean, speaking my goddamn language here. I'm glad you finally saw a movie Denzel Washington participated in.
I've seen that probably 300 times.
I'm not even mad at that number.
No, I think that's a right number.
I think that's a very appropriate Remember the Titans number.
Yeah, I remember all of them.
Remember
Always.
every single Titan.
What can I tell you about a big pop that I got recently? Like the biggest laugh I've gotten.
We talking stage laugh? We talking hang laugh?
I'm talking everything combined.
Okay.
This is the best laugh I've gotten. Maybe not the
this is just
volume-wise.
all genres included. This
Everything
is the best
included.
pop.
This was the best I've felt as a human in a
Lay
long
it on
time.
me. Oh, brother, let's see this.
So you know my little love story with our coffee shop nearby.
Sure.
I've gone through phases where I'm committing grand larceny with them.
Story of love, intrigue,
But now
theft.
I'm back on the right track with them. I fell out of their favor with the free coffees, and I'm back on the normal reward system, building my way
huge.
up
There we
towards
go.
10. And I run in there the other day, and this is an entirely black owned business. It's typically like black women that work there. And on this day, it was all black women and one dude. And
Black dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a old white guy ordering with like his younger hot but like fake LA hot wife.
Okay.
And he's just going on about this organization that supports black owned businesses
That he participates in, and
yeah, you know when people like, I'm like, nothing you said was remotely racist, but like you have no idea how to talk to another race.
right. He was
Like-
trying to do the right thing. He thought, "Look how open-minded and woke I am."
Yeah. But it's
it
like
comes off
it's
like-
not their responsibility to hear that.
Or to be impressed by it, or say thank
yes.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, thank you for what you're doing for the community. You know,
So that's like exactly what he's doing, and he's like, they primarily support women-owned black businesses. And he's like, you should really look them up. Did you know that black women actually have a longer work span than most or than any other demographic? Also, like on average, they have the most jobs. And like he's telling them this, and they are
I'm like, yeah, because of poverty.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And he is bombing. I mean, it's like they are visibly turned off. And me and the dude, he's like in the back cooking, and he like poked his head out, like, what the fuck is going on out here? And he looks at me, and I was like, I don't know. And we kind of shared a look. And then this guy goes on, and he said just kind of 3 random facts about black women.
Just rattling off statistics.
Yeah.
About black women to black women. Where was this guy's wife in this whole thing? Where she
was not
gotta
saying anything.
give him the hook. Pull
He's
him off.
standing there being like, yes,
Light this guy's ass.
This is good. I mean, we could have lit him 1,000 times. He would have run it. He was doing 10 no matter what. And it was so bad. And then one of them goes like, oh, okay, well, yeah, thank you. I gotta help him. Sir, what can I get you? And I step up and I go, I'm gonna do, well, real quick, I do have a couple more facts about black women. And it gets a huge pop.
Oh. Tom, this is why this is beautiful, because boy, that could have gone wrong.
Dude, as I was saying it, I was like, uh-oh. But I thought of it, and I was like, no, you shouldn't. And then I got up there, and the tension was like so thick.
It feels weird to just be like, can I get a black coffee? I don't know. Do you know that black coffee is like 67% stronger
than any other coffee?
Any other coffee? I don't know.
But he had left too. The guy walked right out and was sitting on the patio. If he was in there, there's no way I would have had the guts to do that.
Oh, so this is a free throw.
Oh yeah, I wasn't being like, hey, fuck you, dude. I mean, I kind of was.
No, but like he was like completely out of earshot
Yeah.
You didn't have to like whisper it. You could like deliver the line.
Oh, I delivered it. I made sure everyone could hear it. And the dude in the back like walked out and was dying. And it was like, I mean, just getting that laugh. I was like, and it was like first thing Monday morning last week. And I was like, I'm untouchable the rest of this week.
I'm kind of good. How do I write that into the act?
It felt really good.
Also here, I don't know if this is but making black people laugh.
Exactly. It felt like crushing in a black room.
I mean, if you get a big pop from a black crowd, you're really doing something there because they are more than willing to just stare at you.
It was probably top 5 moments of my year.
Okay, of your year. I thought you were going to toss a life in there. I was like,
no, it's top 7 or 8 in my life for sure.
Okay, that's fair though. Okay, so did you even, was it already coming out of your mouth or did you even game plan? All right, what's my out if this does not pop? Are you pretending to take a phone call? I think you got to take a phone call.
Well,
and never ever go back.
I would have still had to order though. I really wanted a coffee.
No, that's what I'm saying. That one bombs.
You think I don't even order?
It's, hey, mom, oh my gosh, I'm almost there. Yeah.
I think it was kind of worst case scenario. It wouldn't have like fully bombed. I think it would have gotten like and I'm like, sorry, I was just fucking around. That was crazy. I would have just shit on that guy.
Well, yeah, of course.
I would have just absolutely thrown him under the bus. Actually, you know what? Get in here, sir. What's your name? What do you do for work?
It's my grandpa. He's actually a racist. This is why he does all that shit. But I like that guy does that because it is like, he's like the wokest of his generation.
Right. That's why it's one of those things where
maybe not woke's not the word, but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, it's like he is educating himself, but it's like he also feels the need to tell black people when he sees them.
Right. Well, he's not very.
It's just hard to see.
I mean, I would imagine this is a very wealthy man that made his money in a way that probably wasn't the most ethical. And so he's like, all right, this is the way I can be. See, I'm a good person. Look what I'm doing. And so he's got to share, hey, look, I'm a good person.
He did walk out of there looking comfortable with himself.
He's like, well, did it again.
Changed their life.
Another 10 out of 10 interaction.
It was very, very fun. And I just
I wonder how often. I would imagine fairly often that they have to deal with shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, it isn't the most white demographic for their patrons. So that probably even sticks out more.
So most people that are, it's mostly black.
It's a lot of Hispanic and black people in there. Yeah.
Okay. And then young Tom.
And me.
Riffing.
Every day, riffing and raffing, wearing my little comedy club sweatshirt.
They do. We get that funny white boy that come in though.
Yeah, it's very.
That's Tom.
Yeah.
God, black women are the best.
Are
they like older?
We got a mix. I think it's owned by an older black woman, but we got teens through 40s, I would say.
That rips. So you're back on the rewards program. Number 10 is an actual free one. You're done with your fucking heist.
I'm done stealing from them, especially after that. After that, I don't even know if I'll take the free one next time I get it. I will because I'm poor.
Absolutely should.
Yeah,
you earned it.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. If I bombed, I don't know. I would probably just maybe move to New York and say, "See you later."
Never speak about that.
I'm gonna go try that riff in a coffee shop in Bushwick,
1,300 miles away. Thanks so much, everyone. No, that rips. Tom, I was hanging out with some people. You just hang out with people.
Yeah.
That you're just like, I'm kind of bringing the least in this group right now.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking? We were hanging out with like, and I mean just like in like a cultural sense, like it was like 2 Brazilians, an Australian, and like this girl from Sweden, and then it's Lizzie and I, and we're sitting there, and they're talking about they've been everywhere in the world, we're sitting there like, boy, I got nothing to add right now. You're just kind of sitting there like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and then those are those ones where like you don't want to join in because like if you say like, oh man, yeah, that's great, and they're like, oh wait, have you been to Fiji? And you're like, no. It just sounded funny.
No. What you were describing sounds magical, and I was agreeing to that. That's what I was saying.
But
you've been to that restaurant in France we were talking about? Nah, I've never even heard of it. I just love a crepe.
I love croissants and crepes, and I bet I would love it. So
yeah.
But
Van Gogh did some good stuff.
If we're talking like real content, no, yeah, I have nothing. I have nothing to contribute here.
That's what I'm saying.
It is
like it
really
would touch
hard.
into these worlds where I'm like, I guess this is I just sit here with my mouth shut until this travels its entire course, and then we can get back on to like, why aren't there Waffle Houses in the north?
If it's like purely about like travel and like having experienced stuff, it is a little bit selfish of them and on them to like make it relevant to everyone else in the
But I mean,
conversation.
we were the mind like they all had a shared experience. They're not going to be like, oh,
Let's talk
hold
about
on,
LSU football.
yeah, like what's Destin like this time of year? Like, oh, beaches are pretty good. Like, I don't think it's on that. I think it was a weird thing where I'm like, oh, okay, so at this part of the night, I just wait for it to be over. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just sitting there like, it's just best for me to shut the fuck up right now and just let this travel its course. I'm going to nod and smile, and then we can jump back in after that.
Well, we have a decent amount of experience doing this. Like if you're in a room with a bunch of like headlining comics.
Right.
And like
right. And that's how
they're
it felt.
talking about stuff. Yeah, you do just have to, because you'd never want to be the guy that's like, yeah, it's the same. I know what you're talking about. And everyone's like, no, you don't.
Or even what you just said, it's way worse, where they're like, oh, okay, so you do have some experience in this arena. Let me pepper you with one more question, and then,
yeah,
boy,
your
am I
entire
exposed.
life. Yeah.
Oh, when were you in Brazil? I couldn't even point it out on a map, but I would love to try to see it.
It's like
one day.
It's a bucket list item for me. Anyway, should we give another round of mod sticks or what?
Like you're just in this world where I'm like, okay, this is where I'd be quiet.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just hit me so weird in the moment, knowing like, just shut up, don't even try.
Yeah, you got to go travel, dude. We got to get some culture behind us.
We gotta hit Fiji, go to Brazil and France and shit.
Yeah, the good thing about all those is like it doesn't even cost that much money to do that stuff.
No, it's actually easy. Just go to Paris for a month.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's hard about that.
It's actually cheaper if you do it for a month because you're making more of your plane ticket.
That's true.
Still,
that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, and then you can just live like under like a bridge or something, or under the Eiffel Tower. I think people live there too.
Well, you know how people say when they go to Europe, they come back and they're like leaner and they're in better shape.
Yeah,
it's because you don't get to eat food while you're there.
You spent all your money on 2 plane tickets. And then you just go there and you don't eat food, but the smells kind of take you away, you know?
You can imagine what that restaurant's like.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can even walk in and you can make a couple of laps in the dining room before they escort you out. And you can be like, that I kind of saw some pasta.
You grab some lefties.
I don't know. I just, that made me feel was like, why Americans just don't travel nearly as much as most. Anyone from literally anywhere else,
dude. That's what like when I was working at that hostel in Peru, like after I graduated, it was like we met all people from across the world, but like it was so many Europeans and Australians that were like 19, and they were just like, yeah. I'll go to college like in like next year or in 2 years.
Yeah,
and they're just like out like bipping and bopping around the world.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like gonna live in like 8 different places.
Yeah.
And then go to college, and then move like to 4 more different sick
my
ass
parents
places.
would be so scared.
I know, isn't that's like not a thing? Like, hey, you're 18, you're in the prime right now.
Yeah, go see the world, meet some people,
and like this is probably the hottest you'll be. Go be the hottest you can be.
That's a good point. Around the world,
in some place, yeah,
yeah.
Why would you not? Don't wait until you're this old, shriveled up, disgusting piece of shit. Go when you're hot.
I love it. The options are either you're hot at 18 or you're an old piece of shit.
Well, I mean, that's typically when people are like, now we travel.
Yeah.
The kids are out, the blah, blah, blah. Be 18 and go be hot in a different country. Clean up. But these kids were cleaning up, Tom.
God, I'm almost 30. I got to go spend some time in I got to get hot and then go spend time in another country.
You got 2 more years to go spend time in another country.
You think I'm going to be ugly as shit in 2 years? I
mean, not ugly as shit.
No.
You'll be 31.
You didn't say it, but you said it.
No, I didn't.
You implied
Tom, look how great I look at 31.
That's a good point. You do look like you're being held hostage in a basement, though.
Trust me, once we get our Banksy print up here, dude, it's gonna be so different.
Hell yeah. We could just splatter paint the wall and say it was Banksy.
That's not bad either.
We didn't even know what happened. He came in overnight. A classic.
He was like, actually, this
Banksy.
is one of like those unknown spots that Banksy actually did artwork around New York. Was this apartment in Queens right after it got renovated?
Yeah. They're like, is that like a small? Yeah, that is a dick that Tom drew on the wall, huh?
Like, yeah, that's like me trying to do a Banksy. I'm like, nah, man, that's like a rat holding a sign that says "No more."
No more cheese.
That's a Banksy original, dude.
Oh God, dude! Wait, speaking of, I said my parents would be terrified. My mom had a great line yesterday. Mom, shout out to you. We're on our little family call, and I was just like, I was telling her like my travel plans for August when we're gonna be in Minnesota. Are you still coming on that trip?
I believe so.
Oh hell yeah, good. And I was like, all right, this plan might sound insane. And my mom just goes, without skipping a beat, she goes, everything you do sounds insane to me.
I love it when I love it when because that one's been in the chamber for months. And
I just
the
gotta let
perfect
it go.
time came up and she just bang, shot you right in the face with it.
I was like, okay, well, sorry.
Did you acknowledge or keep it moving?
Nah, I kept it going.
Smart.
But I just afterwards, I was like, that was pretty quick. That was pretty good, Mom.
You let her know?
No, that was to myself. I'm letting her know.
Well, she'll hear it on this. Well done, Mrs. Brennan.
Yeah, Aaron. That's Aaron. You can call her Aaron.
Did everyone have to change their names as well?
In my family, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Out of solidarity.
Well, was that like, I feel like you have so many members of your family that would be hard to get everybody on board.
Yeah,
because like it's not an early, everyone's like kind of grown up, has made their lives. It feels like a weird time for them to all make a switch too.
Well, yeah, but it's easier because I'm supporting them financially with my comedy career, all of them, all 8 of them. All
so you kind of had a gun to their head.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, I could turn the faucet off.
Yeah, well, okay. Do you want the mortgage paid next month, or do you want to change your name to Brennan?
You want this well to dry up, or you want to show a little respect to Mr. Brennan?
You want to know your place in line? Yeah. Is that what you want to do?
Also, can I have like $100?
No, seriously, these Ubers are getting insane leaving.
Oh my God! Hey Tim, I got a question for you.
Lay it on me, Tomas.
When will poop stop being funny to us?
Well, I don't even think it's to us. I think anybody.
General,
I think at any age, a well-timed fart. I mean, and like a fart can add to any blunder and make it funnier.
Yeah.
Have you ever tripped and then a fart snuck out?
I mean,
it's just infinitely funnier.
Again, it's one of those moments where you're like, "Well, this is on the nose. This is like,
too much.
This is out of Dumb and Dumber."
Yeah. But I mean, a trip is just like, "Oh, you all right?" But a trip and a fart.
That is so funny. I had a terrible travel day back from Tampa, Florida, like a week ago. Whereas, day before, I just get one of those cute little notifications on my phone that's just the
Tim Smith has tweeted 14 times.
It was that, and then I muted that, and then the next one that popped up right away, it was like, no, seriously, he's tweeted like 16 or 17 times in the last 24 hours. You might want to check on him. And I muted that. And then I got a little Delta one that just says,
he's clearly trying to work on a premise, and I think you should just check out one of these tweets.
Maybe just text him. Just give him a call.
He's really workshopping this goofball thing.
Twitter's just talking to me directly. It's just a guy at Twitter kind of worried about you.
Seriously, this is a lot of tweet. His metrics are way up right now, and it's the word goofball has been mentioned 44 times. Okay,
I get the little Delta. Your flight's been canceled. No, like but you've been rebooked. It's just flight is canceled.
Right.
So I got to get on there. Whatever, rebook. I get to the airport at like 10 a.m. Supposed to fly out at noon. I don't leave. It gets delayed enough where I land in Atlanta, and I'm like, okay, wait, when's my connecting flight? Right when we land, I pull it open. Connecting flight departed 20 minutes ago. Like,
good,
sweet.
Excellent.
Not even clean. It didn't even have a chance. And then, so I had to get on another one, end up not being able to get on a plane till like 9 p.m. So I'm in the Atlanta airport for like 5.5 hours.
Kind of fun. And, there's a thing about that. That's fun.
Oh yeah. And also it's like, I can't complain. I go to the lounge. It's really not bad. I really got to stop telling this Spirit Airlines joke, because now I've committed to Delta, and it's changed my whole life. It is. It is.
Delta Lounge?
I mean, just not flying a airline that is actively trying to sack tap you the entire time.
Right. Yeah. Not trying. It's a closed fist. They're just hammering your balls into oblivion.
They're like, for $20 off your ticket, can we punch you in the nuts? And then you take it every time.
You're like, $20 off for one nut? Yeah. I mean, maybe they won't get a clean shot. Maybe it'll just be a grazer, and that's a free 20 clams.
And that brings the flight total to $6.
Ooh, but you are going to have to check those bags for $1,300. So thanks for fucking flying with us, you idiot.
Because this is Delta Airlines, and life is a fucking nightmare. Shout out John Mulaney, good friend.
For the pod.
So I'm like really annoyed. I'm kind of stressed. I canceled a show here in LA that I wasn't able to get back to, and so I'm like all flustered. I'm like kind of pissed, and I'm in the bathroom washing my hands, and this is just when I got delayed, and I was all mad. And a guy busts open the door, like cartoonishly kicks open the door, like wheels his carry-on into like the corner, like kind of like throws it, and it like rolls into the corner, hits it, and he goes into the stall, and it's like cartoony.
Wait, I didn't hear. You didn't make a sound at all when you did that.
Oh, it didn't pick up the fart sound
at all. I was like waiting for it the whole time. I saw them. No, nothing.
Well,
do you have like anti-fart on your microphone?
That's weird. I'm really making a loud fart noise right now.
Do it again. Nothing at all.
This is a phenomenon. Oh no, I can't hear it at all.
Is that true?
You're doing it right now?
You're lying. That's a lie.
No, dude,
You're
I thought
straight
you were
up
lying
fibbing
to
to
me.
my face.
No, do it again.
You did not hear that fart sound.
Do it again. Nothing.
What the fuck? No.
This is weird.
Are these anti-fart machines? Do we have the farts
maybe
turned
because
off?
Well, there are like microphones are designed to not pick up like static-y noise. It's very similar.
How about this? I'm gonna do it from far away.
Nothing.
I mean, this is blowing my mind. How
are we
supposed to convey farts?
Hey, also, kind of surprising that we're like 80 episodes in, and this is the first time we've come across this dilemma.
Hey, Tom,
we talk about farts
not bad,
a lot.
honestly.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
I kind of like it.
Okay. This is why people need soundboards.
Because you just did not react to that at all, and I was like, okay, well, this story's bombing.
You're like, I mean, I've never seen Tim's face straighter than it is right now.
I was like, usually a fart gets at least a smile.
We just talked about how incredibly hilarious farts are, and you do your
now
best
I just
impression.
Now I gotta use words. This sucks. I'm kind of a sound effect comic, but
I guess I'll articulate my thoughts now. Fuck.
This guy just he like busts open the door, and he's definitely farting and maybe pooping before he hits the toilet.
It's like Dumb and Dumber poop. It's
Yes,
like
exactly.
the explosive.
Like holding onto the side. And guess what? It snapped me right out of my little pissy funk that I was in about the airport. I just started laughing while I was.
You would have to be quite literally either steeped in deep depression.
Yeah.
Or like a Terminator robot. Those are the only two.
Dead to the world.
Because that loud, I mean, the rush in, the fling the bag. He doesn't care if that bag gets stolen.
No, it was out in the open.
Shit my pants. God, I know that feeling so fucking well.
I know.
That is the worst. There's nothing worse than that.
Well, that's
because you're like planning. You're like, all right, what's my like reaction if I do shit my pants in this crowd of people?
Yeah.
Because you kind of I just have to be like, can you believe that?
You gotta hope someone thinks someone else farted, but a poop smell is also different than a fart smell.
Poop smell is it's sharper. It's a real It really like stings you when it hurts. A fart is more of a gradual, kind of sneaks. You're like, it's not. I hate that, but it's not as sharp and stinging.
No, yeah. So he was close to that. I mean, he might have had some poop in his pantalones. I don't know, but it was just fun, and I think it's got to just be. That's why what you just said. I know exactly how he felt. That's why it's funny to everyone. Is we all go through it.
And you also replay like the last 20 minutes of that guy's life, and it's just kind of fun to know that he was on the plane, like mad at every single person that didn't like perfectly time getting their bag out of the bin and walking. He's like, hurry the fuck, will you hurry the fuck up?
The one person that like left their wallet in the chair and they have to like,
and they go, oops,
and he's like, fucking leave it.
Who gives a fuck? I mean, dude, I've been there so many times. I think I told this story on this thing. I was going to Disney World and I was about to shit my pants and I had to go back and, you know, do the thing. And it's on one of those like it's a small plane. So it's 2 on one side, 1 on the other. Pretty tight.
It's I don't like those planes.
Tight like a tiger, Tomas. So I'm in the back and I'm absolutely just going, and I'm blowing this poor place up. And now I'm getting a knock on the thing from the stewardess. She's like, hey, we're landing. Like, you have to get out.
It's so rude.
But I couldn't, Tom. It was like, okay, I'll go back to my seat. You're welcome. Oops, I pooped my pants, though.
In the aisle. Like, you're not even making it to your seat.
Like, she's behind me, and I'm like, watch your step. That's actually, there's poop falling out of my pants right now. So,
God.
So I mean, so she's banging on the door. You have to get out. We are landing the plane. I'm still in there for 2 or 3 more minutes before I feel comfy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then I come walking out. I mean, the plane's at like a fucking 45-degree angle. Like fall down the aisle trying to get to
just slide down the aisle on your poopy butt.
Oh, dude, the looks I was getting, because then I opened the door. They're watching this stewardess just scream at somebody for 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, everyone turns and is like, "Who's the
like,
asshole?
You fucking asshole!" And then I open the door
in the
and
bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, well, that's not great. What's coming out of there? Either we kind of wish you left the door closed the whole time. So now there's like the poop guy who almost crashed the plane. It was such a not cute
also,
look.
it's like, can't you just leave him in the bathroom for landing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You think I'm just being a goofball in here?
No.
Here's my big prank. I have to take a shit really bad.
I'm trying to write a bit about a goofball, but I'm not being one right now.
I mean, I just couldn't believe. Like, I hear you, and I'm upset that this is happening as well.
Yeah, I also wish that I could leave right now.
I'm not in here laughing. This is the worst moment of my existence, and I'm going to think about this for the next 15 years, lady.
But yeah, I'll go get back to my seat and buckle my seatbelt. Jesus.
I mean, I'm sorry. I empathize with that guy a lot, but it is hilarious. Now, that's also, there's a moment in there where you could have tossed a riff.
To him?
Oh, yeah.
Just me and him in the bathroom? I don't know.
You try to reuse the same riff. You're like, hey, you want any statistics about black women? It's like, what?
He's like, what? I'm like, God, that crushed last week.
Oh, fuck, that worked so well at the coffee shop.
Might be one of those bits that just worked well in that room for some reason. Might not be as strong as I thought it was.
Right. It's because you couldn't see my facial expression. I'm making a really hilarious facial expression. I'm really selling it with my eyes right now.
I'm usually that is kind of like what I rely on. Oh, dude. I'll tell you what, this was fun recently. You know, we're both in big cities now. We're in big gross comedy scenes where you always feel like you have to showcase, and it's always like, you know, what do we do? What's your I think up till this week, my longest set in LA was like, I think I might have done 15 once, but it might have been 12. I think it's 12.
Mine's 12.
In New York. Yeah. So Kelsey.
And it's because somebody didn't show up to the show, so they needed me to go longer.
Oh, it was a necessity 12. It wasn't it wasn't on paper.
They were like,
12.
just a few more minutes. So I did 12.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn, I feel like I got to really like work out who I am up there.
Yeah. So it's like being in these cities, you just don't, you know, it's always like showcase mode. And Kelsey was headlining Flappers out here this weekend. And so I got to hit the feature button there. It feels so good to just get to do a feature set in the city that you live in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Flappers is in
Flappers is in Los Angeles. Yeah. I was just like, it kind of.
Tom, you feature for her every weekend. What are we doing here?
Yeah. No, but just like leaving. And I got my roommate, Brett, came and hosted. And it was just kind of like, it was like, oh, this is, it was like the best I've felt in so long, because I'm just so used to being in LA and doing like, okay, I'm doing 8 minutes and I have to showcase who I am as a person because there's industry here, but also I need to crush, but also it needs to be relatable on like a larger scale. And I don't know Los Angeles very well, so I don't have like local references, and it's so much going on.
Hey, I'm just glad to hear you're still having fun doing comedy. That sounds like a blast right before a
It's
set.
super fun. It's like the most fun. That's why I always say LA is the best comedy scene. And I've been
And it's a
saying
great way
it.
to not lose sight of why you're up there doing comedy in the first place.
No, you certainly stay getting better too.
Absolutely. How do I that's that I feel like destroys.
It's the antithesis of comedy.
Yeah, it's like get up there and be you, and if you're you, who you are comes across in you being you.
Yeah.
Does that make
it's
sense?
It's so much easier to do that in 20 minutes than 8.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where like to just ramping a feature set again. I was like, oh man, I was really feeling myself. I had another dicey riff.
But to get to have fun, like comedy wise, in the city you live in, is huge.
Yes,
because usually it's like, oh, you want to do 30?
Yeah.
How about a 400-mile flight west, idiot?
You want to come to Alaska and lose money?
Like, yeah. Yeah. But like to be able to like do that, and then you're like, oh, now I can drive home.
It was amazing. It felt really.
I got to
really
do
good.
my job this close to my home.
Yeah,
that rips.
Yeah, it was amazing, and now I'm off to Alaska tomorrow.
Saskatchewan, Alaska.
Saskatchewan. No, that's Canada.
I think it's Canada.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, "That's Canada, idiot," and then I was like, "Maybe it is Alaska." Actually,
it really could be either. I want to say Canada though.
I really love how many people
pulling out my phone like I'm about to be able to spell Saskatchewan into
I think if you go SASK, it's gonna pop up. Yeah, Canadian province. Oh, it's a whole province. It's not even a town.
So is a province like a state?
Yeah.
Okay. See, you see why I kept my mouth shut in that very worldly conversation?
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're like, I've been to Saskatchewan, and you're like, nice. I love Southeast Asia.
Like, oh damn, yeah, they make a nice panini over there. Love big panini guy.
Oh, have you been? No, would love to one day though.
I got a couple of friends that have heard of that though, so I'd love to hear more what they have to say about it.
Oh God! Wait, this is a fun little. We had a bunch of people over at our house on Friday. We had Red Show, Blue Show,
Secret lineup.
And it was a very fun time. And Brett, my roommate, is telling someone that he's going to Alaska to open for me this week. And he's like, yeah, we gotta take like a real tiny, like 12-person puddle jumper plane from Ketchikan to Juneau. And me and him this whole time have just been joking about how this is obviously how we die. Like that's the kind of plane that like literally it's not even in the news.
Well, it's the single propeller that he has to like push it to get it going.
Exactly. Yeah. We got to like balance out where we sit on the plane and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like for takeoff, if you guys could run from the back to the front just to get a little momentum going.
Dude, if this plane goes down because you have your merch on the wrong side, that would be kind of the only way a comedian should die.
The koozies last revenge.
The only thing that survives the flight are the koozies.
Yeah,
everyone gets a free one at your funeral. Right?
So embarrassing. It's like the koozies in my notebook with the same set list written in it.
Just
for the
all
past
the
6
Brennans
months.
passing out koozies.
Oh my God.
They're like, can we change our name back now that he's fucking dead? I hate this.
We're not putting Brennan on the in memoriam. It hasn't been long enough. Oh God. Yeah. So we've been joking about that. And Brett's telling, he says that to someone. He goes, this girl, he goes, yeah, we're on this like little puddle jumper. So we're probably going to die. And she goes, do you know what my tattoo is? And he goes, no. And she's like, yes, my friend from high school died in a small plane in Canada.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, he's like, okay, well,
I mean,
didn't
Tom,
help. But also, he made a good point. What are the odds it happens to one girl's 2 of her friends? You know?
Okay, continue.
Because this girl already had one friend die in a small plane crash. She's not going to have 2.
She's got 2 friends.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
The one guy already kind of took care of it for us.
Well, I mean, he didn't know about her tattoo. How good of friends are these people? Sounds like acquaintance town, Tom. And that sounds like a fun anecdote you would hear from somebody you just met. I don't know if you've seen the movie Final Destination, but you're fucking.
I don't like this, dude.
Dead.
I don't like it.
No, you're fine.
And tickets aren't even looking good. It's not even going to be a good show.
Boy, dying on the way to a bad show. If you do die in this, we'll get the PR campaign out early that it was a sold out arena in Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Yes. It was in Saskatchewan, Southeast Asia, and I was about to do like 2 hours, and I was going to smoke a cigarette on stage. Yeah.
It was all new.
It was going to be broadcast live. It was kind of a game-changing special, and that's the thing about Brennan. He was really about to change some shit.
Something was cooking up with this guy until that guy forgot to put gas in it. Yeah,
it looks like 18 out of the 300 tickets were sold.
It's just like a first-year investigative reporter is like, this was the easiest lie to uncover. All we did was call fucking TGI Fridays, and they said we've sold 8 tickets.
Tom posted on his Instagram story minutes before going down. Tickets are looking rough for Juno. He had a text to Tim that said, I kind of hope this plane goes down. There's going to be no one at the show.
Oh, she tries to get me on record. I refuse to go on record. I'm like, no, it's sold out. He sold it out. It's my friend.
He's my friend. Don't you dare say he wasn't a sellout.
No, I mean, but how long is that flight? 40 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's very short.
Okay. No, you'll be 40 minutes. Who could die in 40 minutes?
Yeah, that's true.
Because by the time you get up, it's time to go down.
It took that submarine like an hour 45. I
mean, have you seen any of the... I don't want to be the guy that talks about current events, but everything I see that comes out about it is dumber and dumber and dumber.
It really is hard. Like, and I'll say this: I don't love the take of like good riddance. They were billionaires. It's like, no, I mean, it's right. I'm not losing sleep over them, but I'm also it's weird to be like good.
Yeah. Well, you tried to go on vacation and you're fucking dead. That's awesome.
With your son who didn't want to go. Good. I'm happy.
Like it's like, still like
it's a bummer.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I also hate man, I think I pitched you a really bad joke about this a while ago, but like,
hell yeah.
I hate when people take one bad thing and like apply it like, oh, if you care about this billionaire going down, you don't care about these refugees that died on a boat. That's not how emotion works.
Yeah, I didn't even know about the refugees. And honestly, I didn't really care about the billionaire. It was just something interesting to read.
Yeah, it's the lamest take to be like, I think it was when that guy almost died in the football game and everyone was like praying.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Everyone was like praying on the field. And there was just like a bunch of dog shit takes that were like, yeah, like this guy has a brain injury, but like you don't think about the first responders that go into like comas like every day. It's shit like that. And it's like, no. The person praying isn't like, I hope they find that submarine. And also, I hope those refugees die.
I do I do have to mention.
Yeah, I mean, how could I forget?
If I'm gonna be completely transparent here, I do want that boat full of people to die, though.
Yeah,
just so that one billionaire could come back. You're like, what?
It's such a lame take.
Well, it's just people want to be like, yeah, I'm the moral compass. This is what you should be thinking too.
Yeah.
But like with the football thing, it's like, yeah, but that paramedic, he didn't catch for 300 yards last game.
Right.
I'm sorry. He's not broadcast all over television all the time.
Yeah, he's not famous.
He's not a famous.
We didn't hear about it.
Like if I would have heard that fucking Johnson is in a coma, I'd be like, shit.
And if they were like live broadcasting it, I might tune in.
I know. I'm like, wow, what happened with this guy? And they're like, he's a paramedic from Sacramento. And I'm like, well, who gives a fuck about this guy?
Yeah. He's not on any fantasy football teams. Not even one.
I have literally nothing invested in this guy's existence. Why do I care?
It's my favorite thing is like those internet warriors for that.
I almost think those are like bots where they just like find two kind of related things and they're like, how can I cause anger from these?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna be like, oh, Tim, you bought a coffee today? I bet you didn't even know that I shit my pants yesterday.
That's interesting because you know that I've been having coffee related issues. And you can buy one?
It's
across the country, dude.
Wait, dude, I think your mic is coming unplugged.
Oh shit. I was trying to do a lot of fart noises. Maybe that was it.
It's getting a little muffled.
Oh. Right, are we back?
Yeah, sounds good again.
I feel like I'm like the comic that holds the thing right at the bottom so it fucks with the cord. Maybe I gotta.
But I also hate holding it up here.
Well, right when I just noticed that and I was like, boy, but he's really like gripping and ripping that thing. That's also
I do on stage, I do this annoying thing.
Oh, that is annoying. When did you start doing that?
No, I'm not this. I was just trying to show you it.
you-
more like I'm like right here.
That's not annoying.
No, but I am like kind of holding it by the mic cord.
Are you like? Do you have like a couple of fingers out and you're like
No.
trying to make a point?
No, I don't even. I can't even do that. Really, I don't know what I'm doing with this hand. All of
I
a
feel
sudden,
you
I
were
was
just
like,
throwing up
what am-
gang signs. Yeah,
I was like, what do I do with this?
you just threw up Crip, and then right after that, blood. That was incredible.
Oh, tight. I didn't even mean to.
You know what I've seen recently? We've seen a couple of there seems to be a trend that I don't love here of some comedians posting their freestyle raps. Tom, these are freestyle raps, and let me tell you something. They're not from 19-year-olds. Tom,
How old are we talking here?
I mean, we're talking 30 plus.
If you have had to sign a lease, you shouldn't be allowed to freestyle rap anymore unless you're trying to make that your career.
Unless, yeah, your first freestyle should have been released between the ages of 18 and 24.
Yeah, maybe even before that.
For you to be, your first freestyle can't come out at 33.
No.
I'm sorry. You're just at 30. You're supposed to keep those in the notebook.
It could be a fun little hobby.
Something you and your friends do.
I play piano every day, and I do some really bad covers.
You're not posting that?
They will never see the light of day. I have in the past.
I do need to
No,
make it clear that I have definitely posted some. No, you used to post some music.
Well, yeah, the like musical comedy.
Remember the when we tried to do that like show that you and I were gonna like riff on or whatever?
Yeah, we just never did it.
And we kind of tried it, but I had the
Actually
big
that
riff.
one time was fine.
I was gonna call you Slow Burnham, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty fun. And then I got up there and I was like, give it up for Tom, is an idiot.
No, I think you said Bo Burnham. I think you just
boy,
said Bo Burnham.
I whiffed it even worse.
Yeah. I think you said give it up for Bo Burnham. And then it was like, oh, it was right there. You had it.
I was like, no, I had a different one earlier. Let's start the show over. Tom, do those 8 songs again.
Oh, God. Yeah. I would really like to host a show from the piano again, but I don't really have a desire to be performing musical comedy anymore. I really thought I could do that. But I think now there's just so many people that have done it that you have to be like incredible.
It doesn't have the cute thing of like, oh, you can just play the piano and sing a rap song anymore.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you
can't just do gin and juice.
Funny, yeah, exactly. He's doing a funny cover of Yeah by Usher.
Oh man, it's like kind of a gangster rap song, but it's set to an acoustic guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it has to kind of be like, you either have to be like an amazing musician or like be able to really.
That's what
write some pure gold.
This this band Wolves of Glendale, our friend Tom McGovern, who produced the Roommates-in-Law theme song, they are like, comedy aside, a phenomenal group of musicians.
Right.
Like they all separately had professional careers in music, and now they've come together and they just are good at writing comedy songs too. But the music like rips.
Yeah, it's like I think the only other people that have ever done it well, and I'll probably miss some people, but like Bo Burnham and Tenacious D.
And now these guys are opening for Tenacious D. Like that's the class. That's the class they're in. Yeah, I mean, Lonely Island was funny, but it was it was all like Beastie Boys ish raps.
But they made some obviously amazing stuff.
Some bangers. Jack Sparrow with Michael Bolton is an absolute banger of a song.
Jizz in my pants. I think about Jizz in my pants 3 times a day.
Yeah, I do it twice a day.
Let's go, Tom.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm just walking around.
Have you ever? You're like, shit. What's up? It's jizz my pants. Have you ever jizzed your pants?
I constantly am bringing up the song too.
Like, Tom, will you play? It's from 2004.
Sorry, I'm a fan of the classics.
Sorry, it's relevant to my
life. A
little
bit of a method
there's jizz
fan.
in my pants right now.
Sorry, I interrupted you with that. What you were like, has this ever happened to you?
I don't even know what I was gonna ask. I mean, what were we talking about? Let's recap. Jizzing in your pants.
Musical comedy. I'm probably done with that. I will host. I will host a show from the piano
Host
again.
And Newell. You will. What? Sorry.
I'll host a show from the piano again, and that's kind of fun. Yeah, Host and Newell. That was a fun vibe, but yeah, people are not they don't need to hear me sing anytime soon.
I think the thing for the piano is a little. I don't know. It's like hard to like. I don't know. I felt like it was tough to like do stand up with like a soft tune laid in the back.
Oh, you can totally cheat. You can get bigger laughs because you can kind of do a little build up to a punchline, and then you cut on the punchline, and it subconsciously tells them to laugh. Like it's amazing. Like one of the best joke writers of the last 20 years, Zach Galifianakis, Purple Onion. Have you seen that?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, like that's what he's doing the whole time. I mean, the jokes are phenomenal, but like he always like builds up to it.
Right. Oh, you're talking about doing it.
Doing stand up.
I'm talking about doing stand up like as a stand up performer and somebody's on the piano.
Oh, no. Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah, I was like,
because you don't know where their
jokes
jokes
are. I can't look at them and be like, yeah, let's tune it up. Let's get it going here.
Punchline's coming up.
But yeah,
you say that. Yeah, that's fun. I got dunked on subtly recently. And some of these people listen to the pod, but it was a very funny moment, and it ended up being I wasn't mad about it. But Tampa, my old friend Bridget Doyle showed up with her husband Jack, and it was very fun. We were good college pals. She shows up with like this other couple from Notre Dame as well. That was also our class, and I didn't really know the guy. Like, I think we played pickup basketball together or something. I don't know. But they come up and I say hi.
You still grab them?
Dude, I say hi to them. And then this other guy comes up and he goes, yeah. First off, he goes, yeah, Tommy, you probably don't remember me. And I was like, oh, no, I do. But good to see you again. I think we like, how did we know each other again? And then we figured out it's from basketball. And he goes, yeah, Bridget invited me to the show, and I was like, duh, Tommy was not funny at all in college, but yeah, I'll come. And then it was a really good show. I was like, wow, what a journey that was.
I think, and I don't even know this guy, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he thought he was riffing.
Maybe, yeah.
I think he thought, here's a little jab for Tom.
And I was just kind of like, I wanted to be like, well, yeah, I wasn't like performing stand-up comedy in college.
It's like, yeah, and also we played basketball once, you dickhead. Well, you want to be riffing on the court the whole time?
I didn't have any.
You probably don't remember me. It's because we never hung out. You just freak out on him. How would you know I was funny? We never hung out. That's why I don't remember who the fuck you are.
You weren't in that one game.
To come.
You weren't in that one game where that old white guy came in and started telling all the black people stats about black people. And I was like, oh, here's one more. You weren't there for that, were you?
You remember that one? You remember that huge pop, top 5 pop of all time? Remember that?
It was pretty fun. But it is fun to see like what. Yeah, I think maybe it was like a riff or like.
Had to have been an attempted riff.
Yeah. And it just
he was like, he's like, I'm going to do like
right.
It's kind of like the compliment sandwich. It was like, well, I guess he kind of fucked that one up, but it was like I'm gonna tear him down, but then I'm gonna let him know the show's pretty good.
It was a good show. I was like, all right,
great boy. He was in the audience, not wanting to laugh. Tom,
yeah,
that's
so
the boy that was sitting there
good.
like, you better make me earn it, bitch.
This guy just organized our like class get-togethers. This is how I know this man. Me.
So he sounds like a hoot then.
No, I'm speaking about myself.
Oh, yeah. Well, you sound like a hoot then.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't
shit
funny
on that
in
guy
college.
thinking it was you. But I mean, if you don't remember who this person is, you're not allowed to have an opinion on whether or not they were a good riffer or not.
It's true, because I could have thrown it right back in his face. But yeah, I don't remember you being like a bucket of joy either.
Yeah, I don't remember you at all.
Bucket of laughs.
Thanks for coming out to the show, though. Glad you guys made it out. Wait, that was in Florida?
Yeah, Tampa. That city stinks.
No good?
Well, it was
I've yet to hear a good thing about Tampa.
They were pretty fun, but just like, it was a pretty conservative crowd. And like, it bummed me out the first night. I think I texted you about this, but like, I'd just written a new joke about the whole Bud Light thing. Yeah, and it was like crushing in New York. And then like in Tampa, like the setup, which is like the bad part, like got like 30 seconds of applause. Like they were clapping that Bud Light is no longer like the top selling beer in the U.S.
Right.
And it legitimately like made me sad on stage.
Did you address or no?
Yeah, I was like, stop. Like, what are you doing? Like this. Don't
They
do
didn't
that.
hear any of that.
Oh no. They thought it was like funny. Like it was, and I was just kind of like, okay, well, this now I'm just not gonna do that, and we're just gonna move on.
Yeah, you gotta cross that one off the list for the rest of the weekend. I feel like you got to get back to a.
I did like Spirit Airlines after that.
Yeah, you got to get back. No, I just mean like for the rest of that joke. It's like, let me get back to where they understand what the joke is.
Yeah.
And they're not just cheering because Bud Light lost money. Imagine having an emotion about Bud Light's finances. And imagine giving a flying fuck about Bud Light's P&Ls. That is insane.
Like
to
feeling some like pride in it.
Yeah, like, hey, we took down Anheuser-Busch. We hit him in the pocketbook.
Oh my god, this company's that has absolutely had our family by the balls for the last 3 generations, maybe
ruined our entire family. Yeah. Several of my friendships, and we took them down. Their stock lost 2 points over the last 8 months.
Yeah.
Good luck with those fucking payouts, shareholders. Those dividends are gonna suck this year.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll be drinking 13 Modelo's tonight. And I will still yell at my wife.
I mean, these people, what a stupid thing. I really hate. I can like hear it. It's like it's not really a laugh. It's like it's like a louder cheer.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yep.
With some real red in people's eyes.
Yeah. And then I mean, this, I don't remember how it happened, but one of the guys like clapping. I mean, he was like, it's like you drew someone who was at the Capitol riot. You know, sure. It was like it
cut off flannel.
Was wearing a short sleeve shirt with the sleeves rolled up.
Better believe it.
And just
light colored jeans,
like
boots.
A skull tattoo, bald head, shaved head, and just like kind of yoked out of his mind. And right. I was like, that's how I got out of it. I think like it might have been a different joke that they also didn't like, but I was like,
like for the very wrong reasons.
Like, you can't be, you can't look like the way you look and be as stereotypically like pro Trump as you are. And it was kind of like a fun little back and forth. And then I was like, what is your vice? Even like, you're not drinking, you drink water. And he's like, no, I deal with my trauma the wrong way. And I go, what's your trauma? Dad was never proud. And he goes, you bet it.
You betcha. I'd say that's fun. That makes me feel so much better because it's like everyone is the fucking same.
Exactly. That's what it was, like this beautiful moment where I was like, this aggro man just admitted to everyone that he is like works out all the time because of his dad.
Because daddy wasn't there. Yeah. Daddy didn't love him.
When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll be together then. It was so funny. And then it was fun because I hadn't done any of my dad jokes yet. And then I was just calling back to him. And it was so much fun because, yeah, it was just like, see, we can, this is a comedy club.
That's common ground.
We don't need to have like, you don't need to be all up in arms about dumb stuff that does not impact you at all.
It's like, hey, like you got big muscles and became angry at everybody. I'm on stage ripping a bit, dude.
Yeah, we
all interpreted it differently. Yeah. But we're the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
I love that he was like, yeah.
It was really funny. It got a bigger laugh than like anything I had done.
Oh, like shit like that. That's just, it's impossible for that not to pop like crazy. Was he like there with like his boys or like a woman?
A woman. It was just
I feel like somebody would be like rubbing his shoulders after that, like, no, baby, he loved you so much.
Yeah,
he's so proud of you. Yeah, he's proud of you, loves you.
He's probably still coming back.
I mean, you're absolutely repping out 315 for 8 reps. That's insane.
Yeah, think if he had stayed, he wouldn't be doing. He'd be doing 15-pound curls.
Please, he'd be happy and fulfilled. Your life would be a lot better.
You wouldn't have impulsively shaved your head and gotten that skull tattoo. Oh man, but it was so Tampa was a real whirlwind. I don't really care for Florida, I don't think.
I've heard good things about side splitters. I've heard bad things about every other part of Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're either like rich and snobby or like exactly what you just described.
Yeah, this was a weird mix of and then it's fun because these are Becky's crowds. So then there's like a group of gay women there too, which rips.
Yeah. Like Tampa gay.
Yeah, I mean they're
not femme.
No. These are some butch lesbians.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I mean, and they're probably, what's funny is like they're not that they don't behave that differently than aggro male over here.
Sure, yeah, they're the same thing.
But they just share my political beliefs.
Right.
So I love those. I love that group.
What's weird is I can't picture that group at a table without a bunch of Bud Lights in front of them.
A couple buckets.
Yeah, like I can't picture another beer. Maybe but Budweiser. They're not doing Budweiser. What were they drinking? It better not be fucking White Claws.
Well, I don't know
throw
if
my
I
computer
really
out of the window if it's White Claws.
Well, it might be because Becky always drinks White Claws, so it could be.
I mean, it's got to be at least a 16-ounce Bud.
I love a good bucket of beers for like 3 women.
It's fun ordering a bucket of beers because you always have to like do the acknowledgement with your buddies, like, we getting a bucket?
And it's kind of fun because it's fun being able to grab the next one without ordering.
Right. You're like, look, it was just a full bucket of fucking beers right here.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I would love it if we could just get a mini fridge. That would be fun.
That would be way better. We'll do the mini fridge.
That's what we'll put in our comedy clubs is every table has a mini fridge.
Or they're just in those big recliners that have the mini fridge already built in. That way everybody falls asleep during the feature act. And then we have the worst shows of our life.
Yeah. But they'd be
What about a weed only club, Tom? What do you think about that idea?
That would be crazy, and I bet no one would consider doing that except for our good friends at
the Hanam. But it seems like a great way to have some of the worst shows imaginable.
Me and you did a weed show last week.
And how'd that one go?
Well, I think both of us said we were going to kill ourselves on stage. I started my set by saying, hey, can we all just tell Tim not to kill himself tonight? And then in about 3 minutes in, I go, never mind, Tim. I will join you there.
I would love to die right now. That would be so fun.
That was one of the longest 10-minute sets I've ever had.
You kept looking around for the light, and I'm like, brother, you're at minute 5.
Yeah. I mean, people just, when they get too high at comedy shows, that's just fair warning to any of our pot smoking listeners who are trying to come to a show. If
not a comedy thing.
Well, just I would think of it the same way as like, are you a good hang when you're high? I know like 6 people who are
better
in that
high
boat. Yeah. And if that is you, smoke before coming to a comedy show. If you're good socially, if you're good at picking up cues.
Hey, if you melt into the couch, save it for after the show.
Save it for right after the show, and I'll smoke with you right after the show.
We'll fucking smoke that shit with, but
when I'm on stage and I ask you what you do for work and you panic because you're high and you didn't know you'd be talking in front of a room, that's not fun for anyone.
Or when I look out and literally the entire front row is currently on Mars.
I mean, dude, that guy
they are all
at the last
walking
show we did
on Mars.
He never looked up. He would just stare straight forward.
Straight ahead.
Like, oh, you're just in your own zone.
Well,
right
and there was nothing it's not like, like sometimes you're like around a window and somebody could be looking out of the window. He was just kind of looking at the bottom of a couple of arcades.
Yep. They kind of like at our shoes.
Just staring so intently. And then you would talk to him and it was nonsense. And you're going, why did I talk to that guy?
Oh, and it doesn't help because usually if that happened in like a normal comedy club or a show, you'd be like, oh, here's this one high guy and everyone else gets to laugh at him. Whereas like this one, everyone else in the room was high too.
Well, so now they're all going into their minds going, oh, fuck, he might talk to me. Oh, no. So now no one's even in the room with you. They're all living inside of their own brain. It was I don't know. I actually kind of had fun. Those shows are a little fun because you can just kind of unravel.
Yeah.
And have a little fun with it. Yeah.
You feel a little bit alive.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You're riffing a little bit. You're just threatening to kill yourself on stage. I mean, that got a little bit of a pop. We're like having a fun time.
For sure.
But after that, you're like, so I did achieve nothing there, but I do enjoy what just happened a little bit.
I like doing this still. I still
Yeah.
like being in front of a group of people talking, but that just
Good.
didn't go. The hardest part is getting off stage at a show like that. Cause like in the middle, it doesn't really matter if you're bombing. You're like, that's fine. But you still do want to have a little bit of dignity and be like, let me get out of here on something.
Can I get out of here on something that isn't? Because then you're just going, all right, well,
It was technically my time. I technically was up here for 10 minutes. I don't know if it was stand-up comedy or if I just kind of talked to you guys, but no.
But yeah, we'll see you around. And then you go, and you're walking off, and you go, what was that?
I was nothing. I did nothing up there. I achieved nothing, and I'm going nowhere. That's right. It's important to do those friends with your show. Do those shows with your friends.
Oh, for sure. Because then you can just, the moment you walk out, you're just talking about something else.
Yeah, we all just and it's you walk off and you're like.
Well, also, there's no need to really like. You know when you used to like have that, and you were and it was like, let's dissect every moment of that. After those shows, now it's kind of like there's no need to dissect what
that was bad. We all know what just happened.
Yeah. Let's just move on with the night.
I love we're like, there's no need to dissect it. Let's talk about it on our podcast.
Let's talk about every audience member's facial expression because they're burned into our memories.
Oh God. Well, I think we are at it now.
That's one of them. 1 full hour.
I think we're over.
Tom,
you're welcome, team, for some free pod.
Some free.
You guys only pay us
mint.
for an hour, and by pay us, I mean we pay a little bit every week to do this.
How's Nint hitting? Is that hitting anything? Free Nint?
Nint?
No, free tent. It's got to be tent.
Oh, content? Yeah. Free Nint.
Free. I like Nint more. It's fun.
Some free some free
some con.
That's free cast right there.
Bingo. All right, let's
where this comes out on Thursday. I'll be in Alaska this weekend. And then Phoenix next. We got some Phoenix people, so come on out to CB Live. I'll be opening for Kelsey there. And then Albany, New York with someone. Seattle.
With someone. What was that?
With Becky. Sorry, I was having a stroke. I was thinking about something else. But July, third week of July. I don't know. It's like 21st, 22nd, something like that. Friday, Saturday, Portland, Seattle with my friend Orion Levine. We're going to be co-headlining some shows. And I know we have Seattle people. And I know we have Portland people, so you guys have to be there because
go see the kid. Him and Orion.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a little co-headlining.
Love that. Fun. Love a co-head. I'm gonna be in Connecticut this weekend, and then there's another New York show this weekend. I'll be in New York and Connecticut, and then I'm back in New York, baby.
New York Comedy Festival thing this week.
Yes.
Oh yeah, go to that if you're in New York. That it kind of looks sexy.
Can I see it? I haven't seen anything about it.
Well, that one that I was supposed to do, remember, got canceled. So,
right.
To be fair, that's not a great sign. But,
I know, I was like, ruh-roh.
But no, that one got canceled because the venue double booked it. But the hotel that they were doing it at looked kind of sick.
Love a sick hotel. Come on out to that show. I don't have any information about it. But if you could find information about it on the internet, and if you could actually send me that information.
If you can figure out where Tim's supposed to perform on Friday, this would be big for him.
That would be big for me. It would make my life a lot easier. And then I'll be in Connecticut on Saturday doing Don't Tell. Come out to those if you're a Connect head. And then back in the big city.
All right. Come see the kids. We love you guys.
He married my sister.